Remember this scene in the beginning of the Batman? Not this one. This one. Well, he got terrified. But why? Batman didn't even show up. Well, that's the strange thing about him. Because Batman's greatest weapon isn't his strength. Or his money.
I'm buying this hotel.
Or even his fancy car. It's fear. See, Batman don't act like this just to scare criminals or to war a farm. But that's a big reason too. But he understands something about the human mind that most superheroes completely ignore. While heroes like Superman or Thor, they win by their superpowers, by just being stronger. Batman wins before the fight even begins. And by the end of this video, you completely understand the psychology behind Batman's actions. And then you realize one thing, that Gotham isn't afraid of the man, it's afraid of the idea. As a child, Bruce watched his parents die right in front of him. That single moment shattered his entire world. Most people spend their lives trying to escape their biggest fear. Bruce did the opposite. He built his entire identity around it. There's an old psychological idea that says people sometimes transform their deepest weakness into their greatest strength. Batman is the perfect example. In the movie Batman Begins, Bruce falls into the cave. Hundreds of bats surround him. He's completely helpless. Years later, he returns to the same cave, not to destroy the bats, to become one. That is not confidence. That's a psychological transformation. Instead of running away from fear, he became fear itself. This is why Batman feels different from almost every superhero. Spider-Man wants to inspire people. Captain America wants people to trust him. Superman gives people hope. Well, some iteration of Superman. But that's a different topic. Batman don't want any of this. He just wants criminals to lose sleep. Because you understand that fear doesn't just make people scared, it makes them stupid. See, when people panic, the logical part of the brain becomes weaker. Decision making gets worse. People miss obvious details. They overreact. Batman knows it. Watch almost any Batman fight. He rarely walks through the front door. He appears from the shadows, disappears, attacks from unexpected angles, uses darkness, smoke, silence. Every move is designed to overload the criminal's brain. That's why the Batman have the best opening sequence in any Batman movie.
2 years of nights have turned me into a nocturnal animal.
In his complete monologue, Batman barely appears. Most of the time, we only hear his footsteps. Every criminal starts looking into the darkness, expecting him to appear. That's the power of anticipation. The mind creates monsters that are often worse than reality. It's the same reason people fear the sound outside their bedroom more than what they actually find. The imagination is often scarier than the truth. Batman lets your mind do half the work. Here's something many people miss. Batman rarely fights one criminal. He's fighting hundreds who are watching. Every fight becomes a story. Every story becomes a rumor. Every rumor becomes a legend. That's why criminals whisper his name. It's similar to what happens with characters like Homelander from The Boys. People obey him long before he actually does anything. Not because he's always present, but because people believe he could be. Fear spreads faster than facts. The Joker understands this too. That's why he creates chaos. Batman simply uses the same psychological weapon for the opposite purpose. Instead of making innocent people afraid, he makes criminals afraid. Every criminal Batman defeats becomes free advertisement. Imagine hearing,
Scared of the big bad bat?
No, not scared exactly, but, well, he broke 3 of my ribs back at the asylum and my arm 6 months ago.
Better make sure he don't come too close then.
Easier said than done, man. You've never seen him in action.
even if half of those stories are true, it doesn't matter. Fear grows through exaggeration. The myth becomes stronger than the reality. And the myth becomes even stronger when you notice one thing about Batman. He never jokes during a fight. Unlike someone like Spider-Man, who has the same baseline philosophy as Batman. Spider-Man jokes around, but Batman is always serious. That's intentional. People fear the unknown. The less emotion someone shows, the harder they are to predict. Some of the characters that do the same thing are characters like Michael Myers or even Darth Vader. They speak very little. Their faces rarely change. That silence becomes terrifying. Batman uses the exact same principle. If criminals can't predict him, their brain starts filling in the blanks. and the blanks are usually worse than the reality. The less Batman explains, the more dangerous he seems. Sometimes silence is louder than shouting. It even shows in his bat symbol. Bat symbol isn't just a logo, it's a psychological branding. Every time criminals see it, their brain remembers every terrifying story they've ever heard. This is called association. Think about how one horror movie soundtrack can instantly make you nervous, or how hearing a police siren changes people's behavior. The symbol becomes linked to emotion. Batman doesn't need to introduce himself. The symbol already does the work. That's why the bat signal is so powerful. For ordinary citizens, it's hope. For criminals, it's panic. Same symbol, different psychology. Very few fictional characters have built an identity this powerful. Even villains like Voldemort use reputation. People were even afraid to say his name. Batman creates a similar reaction, except instead of hiding from the name, he wants criminals talking about it.
I'm Batman.
But even after all that, Batman have one single rule. He refuses to kill. This sounds strange, considering the persona he has built of himself. But think about it. If Batman killed criminals, eventually people would see him as just another murderer. Fear would turn into hatred. Instead, Batman becomes something impossible to understand. He defeats you, breaks your confidence, then disappears. You barely survive, but you survive.
If you're lying, I'll break the other one.
The other one!
Just long enough to tell everyone else what happened. That's brilliant psychological warfare. The survivors become storytellers. Those stories make future criminals scared before Batman even arrives. The legend keeps growing. Every escaped criminal becomes another voice building the myth. He isn't trying to beat Gotham's criminals. He's trying to control how they think. Because fear spreads. It changes behavior. It makes people hesitate. It makes them doubt themselves. Batman understands something that leaders, soldiers, marketers, and even filmmakers have known for centuries. People don't always act based on reality, they act based on perception. Bruce Wayne could have become another billionaire fighting crimes with expensive technology. Instead, he became a symbol, a myth, a nightmare. And that's why Batman remains one of the most fascinating superheroes ever created. Not because he has the strongest punches, but because he mastered the most powerful battlefield of all, the human mind. Hey guys, if you're still watching, then please consider dropping a like. These videos take a long time to make. And if you like the video, the YouTube will just push it more and more people will see it. It's free and it will help me a lot. And if you enjoy my videos, consider subscribing so you don't miss my latest videos. And I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye.